In this video, we're going to go over this past week's trades and the weekly recap. If you're not in the room, you can find the link in the description of the video and in my bio section of social media accounts. Also, please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. With that said, I didn't trade that much this week. It's not a very good week of trading. So let's see, I did finish the week with 8 wins and 1 loss for a win rate of 88.89%. So definitely a good week. Can't complain about that. Now on the 9th, where is the 9th? Over here. Trade ideas room, I said SPY puts into 543, running up on Monday morning. Thought we're gonna, sell off, and didn't. First 10-minute candle was green. I didn't take a trade until 10:30. I just waited and waited and waited. Especially on Mondays, I like to wait out the first half an hour or so because Mondays have been very, very tricky. And I'm kind of glad I did that, even though, I could have taken the calls right here. But I waited, and once it broke lower day right here, this is where I grabbed puts. I grabbed puts right when it broke lower day, which was at 544. I took the 54.20 puts at 720, and they went from 720 to 970. So that's definitely a good play out of that. Then I took calls at 1147, which is right here when it broke above 545.50-ish. Yeah, that's where I took calls. I didn't want to, I haven't, lately, I don't like calling tops and I don't like calling bottoms because when SPY picks a direction, it usually keeps going in that direction. So I know I used to usually like to guess, try to time the tops, guess the tops, I should say, or the bottoms, and sometimes they work and sometimes they don't. But lately, SPY just gets going, just ramps in one direction and just doesn't look back. And anytime you think it's too oversold or it's too overbought or it looks like it's about ready to turn, or you see a bullish or bearish divergence, so you think, okay, it's going to dump or it's going to reverse, and it doesn't. It just keeps going. So this past few weeks, I've just been staying with the direction until it changes, and it did change right here. I didn't take it over this because, I could have gone to VWAP and just gone back to lower day. In fact, I think I actually was looking at that, but it didn't. It kept going back up here, and once it got up to this area of 545.60-ish, that's where I took calls. I took the 54.70 calls at 780, and they went from 780 to 1280. So I got a good play out of that. Just a slow grind up, and didn't, this is just. I love playing these rounded tops, but lately these rounded tops and rounded bottoms have just been massive traps. So I've just been sticking to what's working, and to me, what's been working is if it's going down, just keep playing it until it stops going down, and or if it's going up, just keep playing it until it stops going up. It's just the market we're in. So with that said, only two plays on Monday, 2 plays on Tuesday, which was the 10th. SPY puts under 547 is what I had, which is down. What? 547. Okay, I just rounded down to, around this area, round number. First 2-minute candle is red. Second, didn't take it. It just would have been a fake out. This is what it's been happening. Makes new lower day, then it just rips to near higher day, but it didn't break higher day. So I didn't take it until 10:43, which is right here. That must have been news that came out at 10 I just ignored. I don't know, I'd have to look at the calendar, but I'm not quite sure. I should have taken that right there, but I didn't. I waited, and it popped back up, got a little bit of an FU set up, but because you get the bodies of these 2 candles and it went to VWAP, I did take puts right underneath 546.20. I took the 54.50 puts at 680, and they went from 680 to 880 right there. So you got a little bit of a play. I didn't break new lower day, but I'm glad I took it off the bodies and the wick in this area right in here. So I'm definitely pleased I took it there, because if I took it down here, I could have got trapped. And Then it tried to bounce up. Didn't it got over VWAP a little bit. Didn't cut. It just didn't really go anywhere. But I did take puts again at 1140, which is right here, right when it broke that area again at that 546.25 area. I took 54.60 puts this time at 760, and they went from 760 to 24.40. So I got 100% plus move out of that. Probably more close to 200% on that play if you held all the way through. So this is what I'm saying. You know, you start to look like it's you could have got a play right here. Got to scalp that play, but it's going down and it's still going down. Then it finally reverses. So yeah, I just stick to one direction until it doesn't work anymore. Then on the 11th, September 11th, this was a crazy day. I have to. This was one of the crazier days we've had in a long time, because traditionally on 9/11 it's always green. It has been since 9/11 happened, and we had this massive dump. I mean, we're talking almost a $9 dump. But before I get into that, I said traded newsroom. SPY calls over 550, which was rounding up to the 550 area, thinking the same scenario. We're just gonna rage, but no, I was completely baffled. Got this deep red candle. Didn't want to try to call bottom. I just waited, and it just kept dumping and dumping and dumping. And I should have bought puts, but I didn't want to chase this, knowing that 9/11 usually is a green day. It was going against everything that I was expecting, and we didn't have an FU set up to play, so I couldn't do that. You were literally just chasing red candles on 9/11, and to me that just seems so risky. So I just sat and waited. And my first play I took at 11:30, which is right here. It got the bottom right here. Didn't know if it was a bottom. Like, this could have been the first FU setup right here, but it didn't. It was a green. It was green and green. Then we have an FU setup going the other way. So it's like, okay, I'll play that. And maybe we'll do some kind of like bounce to VWAP, or maybe we'll go. And I made a joke in the room that we'll probably end up going green, and we did, which was crazy. But anyways, I took calls right here, right over this red candle high at over 542.50. I took the 54.50 calls at 8, and they went from 8 to 19.30. So that was a massive play. Then at 225, I took calls again at 225. Where did I take that up here? Took it right here, flagging right here. I didn't take it here. I just, for some reason, I didn't think it was gonna last. I wasn't sure, but then it ended up going green, and it rocketed up to 550, and it pulled back. We get this little bit of a pullback, and it started flagging. I was like, okay, if it gets over this 550.50 area, I was gonna take calls. So I took the 55.20 calls right here at 470, and they went from 470 to $18. And I just was completely blown away how we had a $9 drop, then we had a $15 pop from the lower day. It just was crazy. Was not expecting that. And yeah, definitely a day to remember. You're probably gonna hear my son in the background, so if it gets too crazy, I might have to pause and try to do it later. But traded is on the 12th. SPY calls over 557, which is up here at this high, rounded up to the nearest dollar. I dumped at pre-market. I dumped at open. I didn't take puts. I waited, and when it broke higher day right here, when it dropped down, it came back up and broke higher day. I took calls. I took 55.80 calls at $7. It went from $7 to $9.70. So that ended up being a good play. I mean, yeah, I could have played the ORB, but just lately they've just been fake outs. And what I've been doing lately is that I like to wait for the market to get out of its range, then trade it once it breaks. Because if you wait for it, I mean, if you just trade the range, you're going to get just clobbered. And so sometimes when I think it's going to be range, I just wait for it for a massive move out of the range, and I play that. So the market's been kind of tricky lately. So yeah, then I took calls at 225, which was right. I don't know why I didn't take that. I think I was waiting for it to get out of range. Then when it got out of range, right here, there was no candle to play off from except just chasing green candles. Then we finally had a red pullback right here, and we came back up to higher day. So I said, okay, we had this. I was basically thinking that this was going to happen right here, right there, over here. Run up, flagging a little bit. We're going to make a new all-time high. So I grabbed the 5,600 calls at 660, and it popped a little bit. I sold the majority of them at like over 7. I don't remember what it was exactly. Then I held a few just in case, and then it just dumped and chopped, and it didn't work out. So I ended up taking a tiny loss on that. So just didn't work out. It just, I don't know. I probably could have traded this better, but I got a good play out of here, and just I don't know. Just didn't play this day right. It was just kind of a weird day. So yeah, whatever. So only one loss. Not going to complain about that. Then on the 13th trade ideas room, SPY goes over 562, which is up here. I'm not quite sure why I called 562. I think it was something on the hourly or something I saw. 562, yeah, this area right here on the hourly right here is what I looked at. So, and didn't take anything. I waited and waited and waited. I think we had news at 10 o'clock. I think we had like consumer sentiment. So I said, don't chase the news candle. And that's one of the things that's been happening a lot lately. We'll get a massive candle, and it'll either get bought up or it'll dump. And this just has been very, very tricky. So just let the candle settle down. Then the candle finally settled down, and I did take a play. I did take calls at 1040, which is right here. No, right here. No, right here, right here, right here. Okay. So you got this news popped up, didn't take it, came back down, and when it came back up and got over the 562 area, I think this is where I grabbed it. No, I think I grabbed it right here, over 561.80-ish. I grabbed the 56.40 calls to 650, and they went from 650 to 850. So I got a nice $2 play out of that. I wasn't too excited about playing on Friday the 13th, so looks like he's getting upset. But yeah, I wasn't excited to play on Friday the 13th, and so yeah, I only took that one play and I just called it a day. I'm glad I did because it just chopped. It didn't really do anything. So. Not much to play. It looks like he's getting a little anxious, so I'm right at the tail end of the recap anyway. So I hope this has helped, and thanks for watching.